The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors. Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harris and Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. My voice is a lot better than it was last week. I still get a little cold, but I'm definitely, my immune system is flooded off pretty well, and I feel a lot better than I did. And we have an awesome show today. We're going north of the border. We've done that several times on Topic Time, but of course, have a lovely guest up there whose parents I had on, who were musicians that I had on last year from one of my other locations. But before we get to her, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So, we have Auntie Zaza's Fiberworks and Yarn Shop right there in Northeastern, right here in Northeastern. We have One Good Credit in Brockton. We have Brian's Barbershop in Kingston. We have Sharnick Auto Body and Repair in Lakeville. We have Calamity Grooming in Taunton. We have the International Food Gourmet Incorporated, Deli Italiano in Brockton. Great to have them back. We have Advanced Auto Car in Rockland. Most cars under $10,000. Easy financing, no bad credit or welcome. Over 20 cars in inventory. We have Mulberry Frozen Yogurt in Raynham. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Furnace Brook Motors in now in two locations, one in Southeastern, one in Norton. Congratulations on that. We have Lynch's Towing Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton. One number for towing, one number for projects. My pal Lynchy there is always in search of new scrap metal, wheels, anything to do with transportation. He handles it all. We have the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We have Gabe's Auto Services in Southeastern. We have Dirty Paws Pet Grooming in Easton. We have the Jewelry Salon in Southeastern. We have X-Drive Motors Incorporated in West Bridgewater. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have Anthony Cycles in Middleborough. We have Vineyard Farm in West Bridgewater. We have Big Lee's Automotive in Hanover. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have the Riverside Cafe in Wareham. Open 6 days a week, all except Wednesdays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They make the best breakfast from Boston to the Cape, and they have DoorDash delivery. We have MC Automotive Services in Middleborough. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Doggy Boutique, all-breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have Curtis Car Care in Middleborough. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Haven Psych Psychiatric Services right here in the building at 50 Oliver Street. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have Evan Young Realty. That's my brother, the realtor. We have DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington on Route 58, and we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Alicia Wilson, you are a woman in Ontario, right?
I am, yes.
And how's the weather up there today? Must be pretty good.
It's actually pretty warm today. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I saw your Facebook page when you had your birthday like 2 weeks ago, I guess, because your parents,
did.
Tracy and what's your father's name? I forget. Brent?
Britt.
Britt. Okay, I knew it was an interesting name. I know your mom handles all the Facebook account stuff today, and they were they're very talented musicians. And
They are.
And you guys all live in that Nefton Ridge area, right?
No, I actually live in Napanee, which is about almost 2 hours away from them.
Oh, it is? Okay. And you have 6 kids, right?
I have 6 kids.
Wow, you don't even look old enough to have 2 kids.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Yeah, one of my oldest child, he actually drives too, which is insane.
He already drives?
Yeah, he drives.
Wow. Well, you make me feel pretty old because you can't be old. I doubt you're older than me, but you know, age is a state of mind. All right. Well,
It is.
So here's the thing. I don't know much about you. I thought you looked interesting on Facebook. Most of my guests I get that way. when I promote the show to people, I say, well, I interview actors, models, musicians, filmmakers, comedians, but in reality, I'm just interviewing people who have a life, and we talk about it. So, well, tell me about your life. This is what I do. I'm like a detective piecing together pieces of a mystery. So, now first of all, you musically inclined too?
I dabbled when I was younger, mainly because of my mother, but I didn't see a future in that. I didn't think I was that talented enough, so I kind of went more business way and just kind of started my own businesses instead.
Okay, all right. So you're an entrepreneur then, right?
Yes.
You own what now? Now that you're ringing true a memory, or you're ringing a bell in my brain. You own several businesses, isn't that right? Isn't that correct?
I own two.
You own two. Okay, let's go over each one, and then I'll go back to your childhood and figure out how you got there, and then we'll look toward the future. Tell me about your businesses and what they entail.
Sure. So I own a cleaning company. It is mainly Airbnb based cleaning type things. So we do all the turnovers. I'm a full-time property manager for over 70 different cottages.
Wow, cottages? Wait a minute, hold up. You say cottages?
Cottages, yes.
Okay. All right. Quick question right off the bat. When you say cottages, are you talking about like in a resort?
Airbnb.
What's that? I should know what that is.
um, Airbnb, VRBO, private rentals,
All right. So
Airbnb.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like a gated community, right?
Well, anybody can rent from Airbnb. It's just an app on your phone. You can rent houses all over the world.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So how many?
Yeah.
All right. So how much turf do you cover for your branch there?
Oh, I actually have two districts because I have so many houses. So I cover everything from a little town called Charlotte Lake all the way down to Kingston. And then I cover everything in between Kingston, all the way into another little town called Brighton and everything in between there. And then I have a whole nother district, which is where my mother is, covering Bancroft and Apsley and Havelock, Marmora, all that kind of area.
Okay. Now this is all in Ontario, right?
Yes, it's all in Ontario.
Okay. Yeah. Now Ontario it's like what Toronto is. So it's almost like straight north of where we are down here near Boston.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That must be fun. So I assume you supervise a lot of people that do all this stuff, right?
I do. Yes. I have a very large team. I have a manager that keeps me in line and tells me what I have to do every day because I have so much to do. I cannot remember everything I have to do every day. So if it wasn't for Becky, I would be completely lost.
Okay. Now, how long have you been doing this for?
5 years.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we all have to have cleanliness in our lives. Do you like you contract for jobs and send people out? Is that how that works?
So basically, what happens is I get contacted by clients that are renting out their cottages for people to come and stay for a while.
Okay.
And I handle all the bookings that come through, and I send out my cleaners to make sure that they're clean in between all the guests.
Okay. And then, of course, it's your responsibility to check and make sure they do their job right.
Exactly. So I do not sleep. I barely eat. I'm constantly on the road
Wow.
because I have to drive around so much to make sure that all my places are up to my standards because my standards are way higher than everybody else's. And
Okay.
that's what makes me so good at my job.
Okay. Do you do TV commercials up there for it?
No, I honestly prefer to remain anonymous.
Uh,
And I don't like people to know who I am. I like to just let my work speak for me because
Yep.
every time somebody meets me, they're like, "Yeah, okay, I absolutely love you," and that's how I get all my jobs. It's just because I meet them in person and they just fall
Oh,
in
it's
love with me.
word of mouth.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Now, did you go to college at all? And if so, what did you?
No,
Really? Okay.
no,
So where did you get the business acumen from? Just your parents, or did you pick it up on the street? How did you do it?
all self-taught.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing that as a child you were probably very precocious, right?
I was.
Okay.
I had big dreams and big hopes, and I knew I was going to have a family, and I just wanted to make sure that I could support my family. And it's a good thing I figured that out.
Well, that's fantastic because I mean, in the old school thought it was the man who supported the family and the woman stayed home and made the bread and and did, and got the kids ready for school. But I guess that's not the case with you.
That is not my case. I barely see my children. Unfortunately, I do try to go to their school events when I can and whatever, but yeah, I'm barely ever home.
How old? Now your oldest child is a teenager, I guess, right? Or 20.
Yeah.
And so your youngest must be pretty. You must have much younger ones too.
Yeah.
Have
So my kids range from 17, 16, 13, 11, 8, and 2.
Wow. Okay. See. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you have to you have to keep take care of them too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank goodness for living babysitters. Otherwise, I would be totally lost.
Okay. As long as you got a handle on it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about the other business that you own.
So my cleaning company is called the Cottagely Cleaners.
Right.
I own a store and it's called the Cottagely Thrifters. It is a thrift store that
Okay.
is based out of Belleville, and I find all kinds of little treasures and whatever. And yeah, it's coming along. It's only been open since October, so it hasn't been that long.
Okay. Well, how do you? Well, I assume you have someone running the store when you're not there, right?
Generally, I am here, but yes, I do have a couple employees that do run my store for me when I cannot be.
You just said I am here. Are you at the store now?
I'm actually at the store right now.
See, I listen and deduce stuff just like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is it closed? Is that why? I mean, aren't you? Are you like in the back room?
Yeah, I'm in my office.
Okay.
But yeah, I do sell clothing. I don't sell a lot of clothing because I don't really want to go that way. I'm more home decor and stuff that you want for your house and stuff like that.
Okay. So in other words, a clean house, good decor goes with a clean house, and that's basically
Exactly.
right. But I mean, your store's
That was
open.
exactly.
But your store's open now, and you have people out front waiting on customers, right? As we speak.
No,
Oh,
I'm closed right now.
oh, you're closed. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
All right. Sounds like you call a lot of shots. That's pretty good.
I call all the shots.
You call all the shots. Okay. All right. All right. Now, when you were a child, what did you kind of knew you were going to be? You knew you were already like of independent mind even as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Do you have? I mean, do your parents have any other kids, or are you it?
Yeah, no, I've got a brother and a sister
Oh,
as well. They just do odd jobs and, they don't really do their own thing. It's just me that's really gone for it.
okay. All right. Now, have you ever done anything? I'm just curious. Now, I do interview a lot of people that are in entertainment too. So what I'm wondering is, have you ever done any acting, modeling, played music, in any capacity?
Nah, I don't like to be in the spotlight. I don't want any
Oh, okay, that's
attention
right.
on me.
You
So
don't. Okay, so you like to. It's interesting. You don't like to be in the spotlight, but you don't mind doing my show. That's pretty good.
my mother talked me into it and told me that I had to. So
Oh, well,
I listened to my mother.
well, no, she's right. I mean, I don't want to say. Well, I don't want to say that you had to, but I mean the fact that she condoned it that much that here you are, which is pretty impressive.
And yeah, exactly. No,
Okay.
and what her opinion means a lot to me. So when she tells me I should do something, I'm like, okay, I should probably listen.
It's just the opposite with me. Usually, when my parents tell me I should do something, I tell them, no, I don't. I mean, it's the way it used to be, but not anymore. But that's kind of I went through that phase. All right, so
Yeah.
so you pretty much you have a pretty good life going there. You're very busy. How do you budget your time so that you're able to run the store and go to all those cottages? That's a lot.
Luckily, it is a lot. So I definitely have a ton of employees. And again, I do not sleep. I'm on the road from about 5 o'clock in the morning till after midnight half the time. Summer is my worst time. I get no days off. I haven't had a day off in 5 years.
Okay, you seem to be okay with it though.
And I'm fine with it. I love work.
You're a workaholic. I get it. Okay.
I am a massive workaholic.
Okay, now, do you when you get employees when you bring in employees, do you interview people for that? Is you the one who interviews them, or does somebody else?
Generally not. I usually have my scheduling manager do it because she knows how to work with their schedules and stuff. That's a little over my head because there is so many. So again, thank God for Becky. And yeah, so I don't generally do them. Um, yeah, I make her do them.
Okay, all right, but at some point you must do something in heavy volume, and that includes traveling all around each cottage and making sure that it's the way you want it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, that is mainly my job. I deal with the clients, I deal with the houses, I do all the repairs, and if I can't do it, my husband comes and helps me. And yeah, I deal with all the outside stuff, Becky deals with all the interior, like all the inner stuff.
Okay. Now, was your husband part of your business, part of your work too, or does he got to do something different?
He's actually a contractor, which is very handy for me, to be honest.
Of
But
course.
he works for somebody else. But when I need him to come and fix a hole in the wall that's too big for me to fix, or something's leaking, or my ceilings come down, or something, then I do bring him in. I bring in some of his friends, and they come in and they help me do things.
Okay. Now, you say you don't want to be in the spotlight when it comes to your work, but I was just thinking, for somebody that has such a successful chain of things going on, you might want to create maybe do a TV ad, not where you're completely devoid, but at least you set it up so that you have people that can get a lot of attention for your business. I mean.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing something like that? Sounds to me like it would be fantastic.
I've considered it here and there, but I don't know, it's just not really my thing.
All right, no,
I
okay. I mean, what about Becky? Might she? What has she thought of? Does she think it might be a good idea?
She's considered it, but I don't think she'd want to go on camera either. I don't know. I think that's more something along the lines that I would ask my mother to do
Oh,
eventually for me because, she's great on TV. She's great at interviews.
right.
She loved it. So I think that would be something that I would bring her in to do for me eventually.
What about the possibility of having your parents do something musical for your business? Like a jingle.
I've actually asked her to do that for me. Again, she's very busy right now. They've got a lot going on, so there's no rush on my end. I'm successful enough as it is. I don't know if I can handle any more than I have right now. Obviously, I want to grow, but I mean, it's not a necessity right now.
Okay, all right. So what does your average week consist of? You're on the road. So you're on the road from what did you say, 5 a.m. to midnight usually?
Yeah, yeah, that's my everyday life,
Every day, like 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Well, okay. Well, you're not on the road now, so how do you? I mean, you have to be able to budget your time so that you can stop and take a breath. You must have to. You must have some kind of. I mean, I know you have people that help you out, and I suppose when it's needed, they'll be ready for you, right? Is that how that works?
Yes, that's exactly it. So, I should be at some cottages right now. I have a pool issue and a hot tub issue that I should be dealing with, but I've trained my one employee to go handle it for me. So I'll just go check it when she's done. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So you deal with that too. You deal with. I guess because you got to deal with the pools and the hot tubs is because that's a very important part of cleanliness when it comes to sanitation in a cottage is having.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. You got to check the acid and alkali levels and all that stuff.
yeah,
pH le-
everything.
Wow. Okay, that must be wild. All right. What do you have anything? Let me ask you this: Do you do anything that's artistic? Maybe create brochures for the business.
Not really. People do ask me for my opinion on like when they buy a brand new house and whatever, and they call me and they're like, "Hey, I'm setting up this house. Can you give me some ideas of what I should do?" That's where I come into play, and I'm like, "Yeah, you should do." I don't know, buy this kind of furniture, or don't buy white because white gets stained so easily. So I give my opinion on things that I know will make my life easier in the future
Right.
when it comes to their cleans because, I've been in this for so long, so I know what to expect.
So the store that you own there, do people ever
Mhm.
do you have a lot of people that come in and buy furniture for the homes that you're cleaning, and you will give them?
Actually, yes.
Okay. So they do go.
Yeah.
The businesses go hand in hand.
That's exactly why I did what I did, right? So that they could buy things for their cottages. And then every time I go to my cottages, I see all the stuff that I sold to them. I'm like, oh, I love this. It's so cute.
Okay. All right. Now I assume that's got to do with that's all. It's all about marketing. Do you
Yeah.
ever craft any of the stuff that you sell?
Not really a lot. The odd thing when it comes to winter, I make like hats or I make car decal vinyls that you can put on your car and stuff like that. Those are just little minor things, but no, most of the stuff I obtain from auctions or estate sales, or I run consignment as well, which is new-ish. And yeah, so I've always got stuff coming in all the time.
I hate to ask this question, but I'm just wondering. President Trump, our president, has just hit you guys with some tough tariffs. Has that affected your business at all?
That's actually made mine better because
Sweet.
people want cheap prices, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
where else do you go? You go to the thrift store.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Thrift store. All right. Now tell me
Yeah.
about these auctions. Where do you go? How often do you go to auctions to buy stuff? Just whenever when your store needs to be furnished or refinished, what do you call it?
Restocked.
Restocked. Yeah, that's the word. I'm sorry. That's where you go. That's when you go to auctions, right?
Yeah, so all the auctions that I use are actually all online. So
Of
you just
course.
do all your bidding online and then you just show up and you just pick it up and you're good to go.
Wow. And that having been said, does your store deliver too? If somebody wants something delivered, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
sell anything that's not portable? It has to be carried on a truck and piecemeal.
Not anything that big. I mean, the biggest I have is a bed frame. I've got a couple dressers, but everything basically will fit in the back of your car.
Okay. So there really isn't a lot of delivery from the company, from your business.
Yeah, no. And I'm just in the process of opening up an eBay shop as well so that I can ship nationwide or worldwide, I guess.
What kind of shop is it? Same thing as like same stuff that you sell at the thrift store?
Yeah, it'll all correspond together.
Right.
Anything out of my store.
Now, do your kids help you out with it? The older ones?
Oh yeah, they come into cottages with me when I've got to clean some myself because I'm understaffed or something, or so they come help me do that. And then anytime I'm at the store on a weekend by myself or whatever, I bring one of them or two of them with me, and they interact with the customers, and then they even get tips sometimes because they're so helpful and they're so polite to everybody. It's the cutest thing.
You let them keep the tips, right?
Yeah, I let them keep the tips.
Okay. You don't make them put
But
it in the.
usually they buy stuff from my store to give to other people, so the money just comes right
Oh, it
back to
sounds
me
to me like you're
anyways.
very charitable.
Yes, they are. They're very good, very,
Yeah.
very good children.
You sound you got a perfect life up there. And
It's not bad.
yeah, no, that's great. I mean, see, this is good because when I interview somebody I mean, I've had people on my show that have had tough issues too to deal with. It sounds to me like you really don't, and which is wonderful. It shows the world that
Yeah.
there are people out there that have it going on, and I think a lot of people would want to emulate your style of life, the way it is.
Yeah. Well, I had a very, very rough upbringing. It was very, it was not easy. It was not easy. And I've been through some stuff that is not fun for anybody, but it just gave me more power to push harder and work harder and gave me the motivation to be better than I was before.
All right, well, it's up to you if you want to elaborate on that. I don't want to get too personal, but it sounds like your parents did a great job raising you. Wouldn't you say or not?
Yeah, they definitely did try their hardest.
Okay, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
You can ask for better.
Yes.
All right, well, and here you are, and they must be darn proud of you. I say from that
Yeah.
Facebook post that they really are.
Yeah, they very much are. They know how hard I work and what I started with, and which was literally nothing. So
Yeah, yeah.
they're very, very, very proud.
Now, would you ever consider maybe doing some teaching, writing a book or something like that?
I always say I should write a book on my adventures and my stories from my life
You
and my
should.
daily activities because they can be absolutely insane.
Yeah, you should. You should consider it. I mean, let me ask
Yeah.
you this: do you ever sit down and just pen your thoughts down, on paper, maybe one or two paragraphs, a blurb, or something like that, to consider possibly, and then keep a diary or something, anything that we have something written down based on your experiences that you might be able to use to reach out to the world later on.
Honestly, if I had time to do that, I honestly would. But all I'd have to do right now is just go through all my text messages between all the people that I deal with every day, and
Right.
it would tell the story right there.
Well, then that's easy. All you got to do then is copy and paste, and then,
Exactly.
then you'd be good to go. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, do you have any likes of, like, you like hockey? I figure you live in Canada. You a big sports fan?
I'm not a huge sports fan, but again, I don't have time for anything other than work right now.
Wow.
Um, but when I do um actually get to sit down and whatever, no, I generally sleep.
Okay. So all right. So it's basically
Um, the beauty of what I do though is because I become such great friends with my clients, they give me their cottages for free to stay at for a weekend, a week here and there, or whatever. So
wow.
generally I do come back from my vacation. I leave my husband and my kids, and I'm like, I gotta go to work. I'm sorry, but I do get to go sometimes. And all we do is we go fishing. That's all I do on my time off is I go with my husband and we just go fishing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm a
Yeah.
vegan, so I'm not into fishing, but I understand, but it's nice to be on a boat.
I'm a vegetarian.
Well, you're a vegetarian and you fish?
I am. No, I do not eat fish. My husband is a hunter, which is so funny because we are polar opposites when it comes to food, but I love to go fishing. I will not kill the fish. If he wants to keep it, that's fine, but I will not do it myself.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, I haven't fished in 56 years, and and I was on a trip up to camp. I was, on a deep sea fishing trip, and so yeah, okay, well, all right, well, look, it seems to work for you. I mean, I guess they say
Yeah.
opposites attract, so that's something that obviously makes sense here in your
Yeah.
case. Okay, all right, well, you know what? We are down to the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me. I hope
I sure did. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is actually so nice.
Thank you, and I hope your mother was right. I guess she was. I guess you took her advice, and you're not sorry.
Yeah, no, not sorry at all. I'm very happy I got to talk with you.
Okay, well, that having been said, a couple of things. First of all, if you had a good time with me, which you obviously did, and you know anybody, you got my digits that might be a good guest for my show, I'd love to have them on. I'm getting plenty of guests word of mouth now. Have them text me. We'll get them on as preferably by in person, but we can do Zoom. Obviously, it works. It's working perfectly today. It'll always work. But that's number one. Number two, is there anything coming up on the horizon in the next few weeks that you might want to mention? Something that you're doing that might be a little off the cuff, different than what you were talking about all through the show. I just want to make sure we cover everything. If not, that's fine.
The only thing I'm doing is next week I'm finally going on my honeymoon after 6 years of being married. That's the only thing that's going on.
Excuse me. So it sounds to me like you're like the show, like I always say, everything happens for a reason, and things seem to happen in waves. Like you're doing my show tonight, and now you're going on your honeymoon. So it's like so far, this has probably been the best year of your life.
It has actually been, it's been fabulous so far.
So you've been married, you said you've been married 6 years?
6 years.
But you obviously, the kids you have aren't from the same person. Otherwise, you said you got that's why 17 to 2, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
I was married before.
Yeah.
We
Well, I
won't get into
understand.
that.
I know. I had a girlfriend before too. She's doing well, but it wasn't marriage material because that was 43 years ago. So I know what that's like. All right. Well, Alicia, you did a great job. So I'm going to ask you what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the show up in a couple of minutes. Will you stick around and let my tech guy Joe take a pic for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it. And if you can tag me, it would be great.
Of course.
Okay. And I'm just wondering, do you know anybody that plays music aside from your parents? I mean, I figured maybe it's a big world with musicians. If not, that's fine. But I always ask, when there's musicians in the family, there usually tends to be friends that play music as well.
Nothing comes to mind right now. But again, all I do is work, so I don't really pay attention.
Well, your parents will see the show, and if they could think of someone to send me, they will, because that's how it's been going. They've been great. And
of course.
That was a wonderful show they did. Aside from, just curious, do you do anything? Do you like to hike too? Besides, you like to just be on that boat, right?
I just like to be on the boat, wind in my hair.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Alicia. Well, we're gonna wrap the show up. I'm gonna snap my fingers to the music, and then my tech person will take the picture for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it. And I'd love to have you tag me as well.
Amazing, I will do.
And I please give your best to your parents. They were wonderful guests on my show, and I really appreciate that your mother encouraged you to do my show because without great, I always say it's great guests that make topic time prime.
Yes, of course.
And you were certainly one of them. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, folks, we're going to wrap the show up. Stay tuned for another great show next week. I think I have a comic strip designer from another Jeffrey Haas original. So we're going to wrap it up. Wrapping up another great Topic Time episode. My boombox works, and we're snapping up and rolling out. One more push of the button. Come on. There we go.
Lighting for ECAT production provided by the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation.